this for him. She wants to rescue you.
He's already dead.
Feel you coming.
Quiet.
Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice is the type of game I would normally skip over. In fact, I have skipped over it for the past 6.5 years now. Not because I thought the game was bad. In fact, I've only ever heard praise of it since release. I just never got to it because there wasn't really anything compelling me to play it, and I have plenty of other games on my list. But with Hellblade 2 releasing pretty soon after this video goes up, I figured now's a good time to give it the old college try. So what is Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice? Well, it's a deeply personal story following Senua, who is on a journey to reclaim the soul of her dead partner Dillion. The whole game is deeply rooted in Norse mythology and Celtic history, but there's also a strong focus on Senua's mental health, specifically the extreme case of psychosis that she suffers from. That mental health focus is a large driving force in this story. From the very beginning, the game flat out tells the player to not trust what you see, and more importantly, what you hear, because audio is a huge part of this experience. The psychosis causes Senua to have many different voices in her head. They can encourage you, tell you that everything is hopeless, or even give you warning during combat. I love the way the voices were handled, and I see why it's recommended to play this game with headphones. You see, mental health in gaming is often used as a bit, or just something that happens to the side in the background. Of course, there are other examples of it done right, but Hellblade is amongst the best in that aspect because it immerses you into what Senua is experiencing. Unfortunately, there are quite a few things I do not like. You see, early on in the game, you are introduced to a runic puzzle system that at first was pretty cool. At different points, you'll see 1 to 3 runes imprinted on a gate or door that you need to get through. The way you do that is by finding the runes in your environment. Not by picking them up or anything, because that would be too simple and not much of a puzzle. Instead, you have to find objects around that align to be the shape of the rune you are looking for. I enjoyed it in the beginning, but after doing it over and over and over again, I got tired of the repetitiveness. To their credit, they did throw in secondary mechanics to make the puzzles more interesting. For example, there's a section where you walk through archways into a sort of different reality where objects that were once blocking you are gone and allow you to proceed. Another mechanic I liked were these masks in a later section that, when looked through, teleported you to the past of that location. Yes, I know these mechanics are functionally the same, but I like the masks because of the framing of what they do and the visual differences that occur. There was also one of these rune puzzles where you were sprinting through a wooden maze while a large flaming enemy was chasing you. If you got too close, you'd go up in flames and have to restart. That made me angry, because when the enemy gets close, your vision gets all messed up with an effect that gives me a headache after seeing it only a few times. Combine that with the threat of permadeath that the game boldly lays out in the beginning, and I was ready to quit, but I'm glad I didn't. I can look past graphical glitches, the occasional crash, and yes, even a repetitive puzzle system, if and only if the rest of the game is worth experiencing. And this one definitely is. Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice is the rare type of game that made me enjoy a combat system that I despise, all the while telling me a narrative that I was deeply engrossed in. I can't believe it took me this long to finally play it, and I'm very much looking forward to the sequel, which I do hope to cover on this channel, but if I see one more rune puzzle, I am going to lose it.